hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today, it is time for a whip and chatty rant. What is a whip and chatty rant? You may be asking yourself. WIP, W-I-P, stands for work in progress. And a chatty rant is me chatting and ranting about the goings-on over the past week or so. Today, my whip is Share Bear. This is a all crystal canvas. The artist is Regan Kubecek. Love, love, love her work. This is from Art and Soul Diamonds, which is no longer in business. So you cannot purchase this exact canvas from Art and Soul because they are not open. I do not know if she is going to be releasing the bears with any other company, but I have seen her work with some other companies. So fingers crossed. Thoughts on this canvas so far? I hate crystals. I think I'm fine with crystals here and there, but all crystals? No. I've learned something about myself. Yeah. So the rendering is good. The art is good. It's the factor that the crystals are not even in size. There are some that are way too small. I mean, let's see if I can find something. Hang on. Let's see. I'm trying to find a section where it's showing the too small and then the a little bit bigger, which I can't find. But I promise you, I will show you a drill comparison when I do a post review. Some of them are too small, and then some of them are a lot bigger, like a lot bigger. Luckily, it is pretty confetti heavy, so there aren't giant areas of the same drill, which it's saving the canvas, let me tell you. Because if this was anything like the Dreamer Design one, I actually would have considered repurchasing drills for this canvas if it was like the crystal situation with the other one, and just buying regular drills. You will notice that there are some areas that have, well, you can't see them because the light is reflecting, but like up here, I thought I was buying crystals to replace the fairy dusts that were supposed to be ABs in the original kit. Turns out I purchased metallics, and they are a lot different looking than crystals. So they're bringing kind of weird highlights. It's fine, whatever. I don't even care at this point. I just want to finish this canvas. I am having a slight problem. I have rollered this so many times, but I am having a problem where if I, like right here, I feel drills just literally pop up and come off. I don't know if it's the factor. Where did that go? Oh, geez. And now I don't even know where this one was. Okay, well, you know what? I'll find it later. Very frustrating when the drills aren't staying on the canvas. And I don't think it's the glue. I honestly think it is the crystals. Like over here, I see one right here that's popping up. I see one here, one there. I will roller it and probably seal it because Sassy Lassie wants this one. I'm glad that she is happy with how it's going because it is not my favorite, which is sad because I love Care Bear so much. Okay, besides the canvas, what else am I working with? I do have my adorable magnet cover minders right here. These were a gift, and these were also a gift. Yes, we're going to be working right here under this section. I already do have some drills put down for that. I am using my Bees Crafty Corner release papers. Links for everything that I know for sure will be in the description box. Let's see, I do have my drills in a Art Dot style container. I have my ZAP Designs pen. Facebook link will be down there as well. A Dynamite Diamond Shop 3D printed pen, multi-placer. This is Jim's Handmade Pens, Ephemera 3D Tray. And then I have two different putties right now. In this pen, I have a sample from Joy's Putty. I will list the Facebook group below. And I got chocolate chip cookie. It smells amazing. I have not tried it on ABs. I know that's one of the selling points, is that it can be used on ABs. However, I don't have a canvas with ABs at the moment because I'm trying to finish this. And I put it in here because I have cats and they like plastic. And in this pen, I am going to load a brand new putty to me. And it did come in a cute bag. Again, cats. So I've been forced to put it in a plastic prison. Yes, I have. This is from Reid's Putty. They are on TikTok and on Etsy. And I love the fact that it is dry. Like, can you hear that? It is dry. It is very long lasting. I have this pen next to me, and this putty has been in here for, I want to say 4 days, maybe 5 at this point. And if I just kind of stab at it a little bit, I can still use it, which is really good for putty, in my opinion. I also love the fact that you can customize your colors. You can choose one color or two. I might separate the two colors and then kind of maybe like twist them into a little peppermint shape, just because people keep thinking it's a cookie. And I'm like, no, it's putty. It's a putty. So I might just twirl it, you know, so then I can make it look a little bit cuter, but I don't need my putty to be cute to work. I want my putty to work, number one. But I do want to load up my pen in case you have never used a dryer putty. There is a learning curve to loading a pen. And so I thought I would just do it really quick. So I like to cut off a little chunk-a-lunk, and you can use tweezers. It actually did come with tweezers. I have this that came with the Art Dot Putty, and I actually like to use this. Oh, as I stab myself, I like to use this, although it is pokey, so you have to be careful with anything when you're trying to push something that's a little bit stiffer into your pen. And if this doesn't work, which it will, but you know, let's not struggle on camera. You also can cut it into some smaller pieces to maneuver it in there, because it is drier and stiffer. But I have not had this stick to my canvas like some other putties. Definitely a plus if you are a hard placer like me. I know a lot of us are. Probably because we're taking out our aggression on the diamond painting. Like, grr, grr, grr. So, let me see. I'm not going to try to talk while I'm doing this, so. Be careful. And the tweezers that it did come with were not the pokey kind. They were almost like a flat tipped, which could maybe be safer. Although I can hurt myself with like safety scissors. So I don't know. Let's see. So you just kind of want to maneuver it. Take your time. Don't rush like I am trying to do. And get it in there. Okay. And one of the number one things with putty I've learned is you do not want any spillage, any overhang. So I just trimmed that part off, and I will actually use this because I've been able to use this in my single placer and my multi-placer. Yes. And you really, okay, see, you don't need that much for your single placer. Just a little tiny bit. So I like to use the spillage because with this putty, you can't poke it into the putty and get a chunk. It does not work like that. It would be a lot easier if it did. But then it might be stringier and you might make more of a mess on your canvas. So there's pros and cons to any application medium, and we all need to find what works right for us. So then I like to take it in my tray, kind of push it, and then if there's any little nubbins around there, put them back on the honk. I'm stealing that from Mushy because she was calling it a honk of putty, and I like it, so I'm taking it. So there was a little bit of a gap right there, which probably is fine, but I'm just trying to get it up there. Okay. And again, be careful doing this. If I ever show up on camera with a Band-Aid on my finger, it's from doing this. Okay, so there we go. And that was that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I will wrap this back up. There is a thing on the Etsy listing that says you can leave it out. I'm not going to leave it out. Again, cats. Just my own personal preference. And I did write Reid's Putty on my Care Bear washi tape just so I know that is what that is. Also, totally forgot this last week. Not going to forget it this week. The canvas from Ever After Diamonds, the cute kitty from Maria William, Life is Sweet. I said in the unboxing that kitty needed a name. I wrote down all the names that I got from the comments and emails. So I'm going to pick a name. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. And I'm using a Care Bear cup because of course I am. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right, here we go. And the winner is Cupcake. And this is from Tonya at Devil's Angel Madness. Congratulations, Tonya, on such an awesome name. And Tonya does have a diamond painting channel as well. And I will link her channel down. She does some super cool time lapses. Like, I do not have the patience for a time lapse, but I love to watch one. So let me get zoomed in, get my weight, get a drink of my ginormous midnight drink that I got redeeming my stars. They asked me if I wanted a venti instead of a grande because it was the same, star redeeming. And I said, well, yeah, of course I do. But now I'm struggling to finish it. So, be right back. Alrighty. I was going to mention, when I have my drills, right, I like to make a little underline or something when maybe the drill is trashy or there's something kind of wrong with it. I kind of gave up on this kit doing that because most of the drills are inconsistent. But what I did start doing was I did start writing big or small or super big on my drills. So I can kind of keep track of which colors I need to kind of pay more attention to as I'm using them and which ones, I can kind of use and not have to be overly picky and critical about them. So here we go. So how is everybody doing? How is everybody? Are we all surviving? Are we thriving? Are we multiplying? No, that doesn't work. That does not work. Couldn't think of a good rhyme, so it's fine. Oh, as you can see, I just put this putty in here, and there is no seasoning or, getting the excess putty off or, sometimes like I've been using glue dots too. And, there's that kind of awkward part where you're using the glue dot, but it's so sticky that it won't let go of the drills. I haven't had any of that. I have not tried this on ABs either, but I did see, I don't know if it was Mushy or, I know Eileen also, Diamond Crafts by Eileen, she made a TikTok as well. And I don't know if I'm imagining that you can use it on ABs or not. So again, I will try it when I am working on a kit with ABs. I really want to finish this kit and have one less active whip so I can start another one. Because I did kit up something. But I needed another round drill kit for when this one is done. And that's what I'm telling myself. So, I hope everybody is doing awesome, well, and amazing. And if you are not, I hope it gets better for you soon, because why? Say it with me. Because you are awesome. Yes, you are. You're like all these little Care Bears. You all need a nose boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, there you go. Nose boop for everybody. Yes. Oh, let's see. So what has the week brought? I'm a little like brain rattled by what I maybe talked about in my last video versus what I didn't talk about. Yeah, shocking. So if I repeat myself, I completely apologize. But I am still getting back into the swing of things after a long kind of week without school and just kind of playing catch up with everything, you know? It's fine. I have been trying some new putties, that is for sure. I don't know about anybody else, but I kind of get stuck in I don't want to say a rut, because it's not a rut. I use things like the same things for a long time because I'm comfortable with them, because they work, and you know, it being on YouTube is weird because you know, you want to be on the lookout to share new products and new things, new inventions with people, right? Because if I find something that I really like, you know, I want to share it, because what if other people like it? But then you also have that kind of nagging voice in the back of your head of, okay, you can't spend every single cent you own on fun stuff, even though you want to, just so you can show people. And then there's also the other aspect of, you know, not everybody likes to see a bunch of new products. Like, hey, look at what I just bought. Look what I bought. You know, some people are like me in the sense of, I have stuff that works. You know, I don't need more new putty. I don't need new trays. I don't need new XYZ, whatever, you know? And it's a weird place to be, because you want to share, but you don't want to enable people who maybe don't want to be enabled, or whatever the case may be. So I definitely have been bitten by the putty bug, and I have a few that I have tried, and I will say that so far, as of right now, that this Reid's is probably my favorite, because I do need I call it a less messy putty, but I can't be blaming putty for me getting putty all over my canvas, because that's kind of my own fault. But at least with this, if I do, I mean, like, watch. This is like putty suicide right here. And if I get it all over the canvas, I will totally edit it out. Okay, but look at that. There is no putty. Well, okay, there's that little spot right there. But they came off. I don't know about anybody else, but there are times where I have gotten putty on my canvas and that crap don't come off. You know, you are trying to pick it off and then you're just smearing it all over. So for me, that is huge. That is massive. Also, the factor that I'm not having to refresh my putty after an hour or top it off, or, you know, any of the stuff that we have to do. And just because this works for me does not mean it's going to work for you. Just like, you know, some people like really thick, chunky pens. I cannot use those. Oh my gosh. Nope. They hurt my hands. I need skinnier pens like this, or, you know, like this. I need almost like you know, like Sharpie thickness. I feel like that's kind of my sweet spot when it comes to pens. You know, but some people, the thin pens hurt their hands. So nothing in any hobby or craft or life is one size fits all, and that's okay. So I do know, and I will link it below when she does put it out, but Mushy over at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting is she's doing a very in-depth video about some different mediums. I've learned a lot. So I will link it when she puts it out, because I don't think it's ready quite yet. And speaking of Mush Mush, we did have episode 4 of our dysfunctional talk show. That's what we're calling it. You can call it that too if you want. And we kind of did a little bit of a less structured video for us. And we were just kind of talking about tariffs and, you know, some other stuff that had been going on that was on our minds, etc., etc. Yeah. It was a good premiere. And so if you do decide to watch it, and I will list it, I'm going to have a lot of stuff listed in the box below. I do recommend that if you watch it, you go down to the comments, and sometimes you can kind of swipe the comments to the right, and it will pull up the live chat so you can see what everybody was typing and stuff like that while the video was going on. Because there were some other really good side conversations going on while the video was going, which I love it. I think it's so fun to do that. I do. Highly recommend it. I mean, and I am a little biased just because, you know, it's me and Mushy. So let's see, what color next? What color is speaking out to you, Kristyn? Let's do this one. I did finish the adorable Pippy, Crafty's Pippy from Rokari. The post review is up on the channel, and it turned out so good. I actually just took it to Michael's today to be dry mounted. Yes, I did. I can talk about that later. And it's all in the post review, but, you know, I know Mushy and I have talked about this before, how you don't want to just give, you know, a painting like 10 gold stars. Everything was perfect, because there's always something that maybe didn't work out, or something that kind of went wrong. I was trying to be nitpicky. I think the most frustrating thing about the Pippy was that one of the glimmer drills was really trashy. I mean, if that's the worst thing that I can say about a painting, yes. A+. Loved it. I cannot wait to have it dry mounted so I can hang it up near my little crafting area. I have it, I'll put it next to my strawberry shortcake DAC painting. So yeah, that was finish number, I think 51 for total diamond painting edges finished. So, and I did kit up a new round painting that will be out next week. It's a round, and I think it's my first painting of a male, actually. So if you know, comment down below who you think it is. Did I just, yeah, I did meow. Somebody commented, they're like, what's with all the meowing? It's like, I don't know. Sometimes I just meow, and now it's kind of a joke. So it is what it is. I mean, it's better than me, you know, unleashing a swear-filled tirade on people, or, you know, telling people where they can, you know, shove their thoughts and opinions, right? Like, if I just let out an occasional meow every once in a while, well, you know what? Keep people guessing, right? I did get my Diamond Art Studio UK paintings already. What? 5 days. I think it was 5 days from when I ordered from the UK to the United States. Like, I don't know what kind of voodoo they sprinkled on that box, but bravo. Bravo. I have something coming from California that hadn't even shipped yet. And I ordered it before I ordered those. So very, very exciting, but I'm not gonna open those yet. They are still wrapped up in their brown packaging. So we're just gonna let them sit for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe when I get the other painting, I don't know. I don't like to do too many unboxings. I know some people love unboxings and some people don't watch them. So I'm always like, should I unbox it? Should I just wait until I work on it? I don't know. I would love to know. What are your thoughts and opinions about unboxings? Do you like unboxings? Do you just kind of if it looks like something you might want to watch, you might check it out, or you just, skip that video. I think it's hard because everybody likes something different. Kind of like putties and pens and stuff and trays. Everybody doesn't have the same taste. Some people really like kit up videos. Some people really like kit downs. Some people like unboxings. Some people like lots of stuff. So I never know. I don't want to be a channel where literally I'm just opening stuff up every week. Because number one, I don't want to encourage people to spend money that maybe, you don't have to be, spending on little stuff. But at the same time, if I get something and I'm excited about it, I kind of want to share it. So I feel like you're kind of screwed no matter what you do, right? Maybe that falls into the category of do what you want, and if people want to watch it, they'll watch it. And if they don't, well, then they just won't. I did notice that people were upset on the Diamond Art Club page. I swear, that page is such a mixture of people praising Diamond Art Club for, being the most perfectest diamond painting company in existence, and then people basically talking trash. It's like, okay, if you don't like it, don't buy their paintings, I like to follow it just because every once in a while I might see something that interests me. And I feel like, too, being on the interwebs, people will ask me questions, and while I'm not a Diamond Art Club expert by any means, I kind of like to have an idea of what's going on in the diamond painting community. But people are not happy about them adding tariff surcharges because they said they weren't going to raise prices. And so people are mad because they said they weren't going to raise prices, but now you're charging people more money. And I think they came back with, we're not charging more for the painting. We're charging a fee. So whether you like that answer or not, they are a business and they are going to be affected by the whole situation, just like the rest of us. So yeah, I am cautiously optimistic. I am hoping it's a whole nothingness, but I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see into the future. And even if I did have a crystal ball and I could see into the future, I wouldn't use it because I do not mess with magic and witchcraft. Nope. I mean, from what I saw, it was maybe like a $5 extra charge or something. But people were saying, though, that the tariff fee was actually pushing them over that free shipping threshold, which is kind of interesting because I know a lot of people complain about the factor that I want one painting and it's $74 and I won't get free shipping unless I put something else in my cart. So if they're going to leave that feature up, that is kind of nice of them. I mean, it's an imperfect solution. There's no perfect solution for this kind of uncharted territory that we're about to embark on. So somebody hop into the cloud car with me, and we're going to go up to Carolot, and we're just going to ride out the storm, okay? Who wants a ride to Carolot? Let me know. Okay? I don't know how many people I can fit in the cloud car at once. I might have to make multiple trips. Just saying. What else did we do? We had like Easter dinner, that kind of stuff. I mean, nothing dramatic happened, thank goodness, right? Oh my goodness. I do not need dramatics. I need a few calm days of just nothing. But those don't happen. Those really don't happen. This weekend is gonna be crazy busy, crazy. Husband has to work this weekend. He's got to be the manager on call, which is no fun. And of course, children have things that need to be, driven and taken to and all of that. So I will be playing chauffeur, and I will probably have to go to the mall on a Saturday. Blech. Whew. Only upside to that. Well, obviously, there's upsides. Spend time with, Sassy Lassie while the teenager and his friends are hanging out. But I think we're going to have sushi lunch, which she always enjoys, and do a few other little things. But yeah, spending a few hours at the mall is not really how I want to spend my Saturday. No, I'm definitely going to need some diamond painting time later. Okay, where? I saw a drill. It's right there. Yep, there it is. Although I'm going to suffer, and I will go to Lush because I do need some. I use this, what do you call it? It's like a face thing. It's like an enzyme scrub. I use that in the shower, and I really like it. And I am almost out. And I was like, oh, there is a Lush there. And if you don't know what Lush is, it's like I think it's all natural-ish. I'm not entirely sure. But it's like bath bombs and bubble wash and lotions and stuff like that. And some of it is a little too overpowering in the smell department, in my opinion. But some of it does smell really good. And Sassy Lassie very much loves the Lush. We do not leave there with extra money. We leave there poor. Yes, we do. So that's why we don't go to the mall very often, because I'm like, I can't afford to be going to Lush and dropping dollar bills. Nope. But she does have some money for her upcoming birthday that she's going to want to spend every last cent. I know she is. Because that's what kids do, right? It is. Oh my gosh. Speaking of money. Oh my gosh. The Nintendo Switch 2 pre-sale. Teenager has been excited. Excited is an understatement. Obsessed, maybe. Persistent, annoying. Those are better words. And, first it was announced, and then it was, with tariffs. So, rage happened. But things are better, and they finally announced the pre-sale information. And I was not quite sure about times or any of that. And I kept telling him, if you're going to want me to do this, you gotta do the research. Where am I supposed to buy this from? What is the best deal? I don't understand any of it besides me putting my credit card information into somewhere, because this is his birthday gift from Grandma. So I said, I'm willing to do it, but I'm not going to research this. This is not my department. If it was diamond painting stuff, yeah, definitely. But I know nothing. You do not want me to go and just pick something out, because I will end up buying the Nintendo Switch that came out 10 years ago. So, no. So, I get frantic text messages. This place is going to have it at this time, and this place is this time. I'm like, okay. Like, my number one thing was, can I get it on Amazon? Because Amazon has all my information. I trust Amazon a little more than some other places. Well, they didn't have it on Amazon. And I'm like, okay, which place do I trust? You know, like, I don't know about Best Buy. I've never ordered anything from Best Buy. GameStop was the next day, which I was like, ooh, that seems dangerous. And so it was either Target, Walmart, or Best Buy. And I was like, well, I guess Walmart. I mean, if you go by volume of things that they could probably order, I was thinking Walmart's the best choice. So I made sure all my payment information was updated, which it was not, by the way. Whew. Because it's been a few years since I've ordered anything from Walmart online. And I got it all ready. I'm sitting there. I'm refreshing. And Mushy can attest, because she was on the phone with me. And he came down and he was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And she's like, is he always that animated? I was like, no, thank goodness. Because I would need a tranquilizer if things were that high strung all the time in my house. And so then I was refreshing, and then the page disappeared. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? But apparently it was kind of creating a queue. Why do they call it a queue? Like a line, basically, a virtual line. And it said, you're in line, you know, estimated wait time, 15 minutes. I was like, does that mean that I'm good? You know what I mean? Does that mean I'm definitely in the line and I can buy one? You know, I don't know. Should I have something else open? Just like the amount of stress put on me at 9 p.m. at night was not okay. Thank goodness we're Pacific time. I can't say I would have done this if it was the midnight release time Eastern. I don't know, man. I don't know. So waiting in the queue, and I'm like, okay. And it says, you know, once you're, you know, let in or whatever, you'll have 10 minutes to check out. I was like, well, hopefully I don't need 10 minutes to check out. My gosh. You know, I have everything uploaded, so hopefully it won't take 10 minutes. And so I'm watching. It says 1 minute. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And so it refreshed. It let me pick. I was only allowed to pre-order one, which I'm sure they do for, you know, scalper reseller sellers, which, you know, it's fine. I only was buying one, but kind of stinks if you had, you know, 2 kids, or let's say you and your spouse wanted one. I get it, but at the same time, that's kind of, I don't know. For some reason, it bothered me a little more than it probably should have. So, anyways, long story long, I did get the Nintendo Switch. So I am the rockstar parent for the next day or so, and then, you know, then it's up for debate, I'm sure. But I did get it. Yay. But man, oh man, seeing that total price, because I don't know about anybody else, but Washington State sales tax is chunky. It is some chunky sales tax. So our sales tax is almost 10%. So something that costs $499 pretty much cost me almost $550. Yeah. That was not fun. I mean, and you literally, I'm like, what? No, I don't want to pay the sales tax. But I'm not going to like drive somewhere else to you know, to get a sales tax free purchase, you know. It's not worth the time and the effort, but it is frustrating. It is frustrating. But so hopefully if everything goes according to plan and Walmart did not oversell what they have, the Nintendo Switch should be delivered to our house. It says by June 5th. Yippity skippity. So, my husband did get to tell me, I told you so. He did on Easter. And I admitted it. I said, you were right. You were right. You were right. So my in-laws hosted Easter. And so I didn't have to cook anything, which is amazing. They had originally said they were going to make some other desserts, right? None of those desserts really spoke to me. We went to Costco and they had apple pies. And so we were like, well, let's get a pie and bring it to Easter, you know? That seems, you never can have too much dessert, as far as I'm concerned. So I was going to text them and tell them that I got an apple pie. And he said, don't do that. And I said, why? He replied, because if you do that, then they're going to count on the apple pie as being the dessert. And then there won't be as much apple pie left to bring home. And I said, that's crazy talk. No, because everyone else was requesting these other desserts, you know, so they won't just count on the apple pie. And he goes, okay. Well, we go over to his parents' house on Sunday and, you know, leave the pie outside because it was a little chilly. Or no, I think we put it in the fridge, whatever we did with it. And I said, you know, hey, yeah, so did you make the other stuff? And they said, well, no, because you brought a pie. Oh, God, the look on his face. Oh, if I could have recorded it, it could have been on like one of those clip shows, like America's Funniest Home Videos, because the look on his face of triumph. He jumped in the air, okay? He's like 6'3", okay? And he's not like a huge person, but he's not like a string bean. So him jumping in the air is kind of a big deal because I was like, oh my gosh. So he leaped. It was like a gazelle leaping in the air with so much happiness. I was just like, oh my gosh, no. He's like, I knew it. I told you. I knew it. And I said, yeah, you did. And his parents are just, his parents and everyone else is just looking at us like, what are these people? What is going on? I'm so confused. And I explained, yeah, I texted and said that we had a pie and he told me not to because he said that they wouldn't make another dessert. So he was right. And they were like, well, why would we make another dessert if you have a Costco apple pie? And I said, because the whole point of before was people were saying, oh, I want this dessert. Well, I want this dessert. So the whole reason I got the pie was because none of those desserts sounded, desserty to me. Oh, yeah. But there was some pie left over. So we did have some leftovers. But yeah. It was fine. We are getting in more driving practice. Not necessarily with me. Because apparently it's too stressful to drive with me because I am a backseat driver and my anxiety is a little high. So we've been driving to school with Dad and it's been going okay. Next week, apparently, I will be in charge of driving practice on the way home from school. That will be interesting. Pray for me. Yeah. It's just kind of scary in general, I mean, I'm a bad passenger with an experienced driver. So yeah. Whew. Sassy Lassie, her wrist is doing better after the running car wheel. It's a little sore, but a little bruised. but considering it could be a lot worse, she just has to take it easy, which is pretty much impossible for her. It's like, I don't even know if she could take it easy if she was wrapped in bubble wrap. Just, nope. Some kids and adults are like that. They're just accident prone, or chaos follows them everywhere. I almost said, some, people are like a bull in a china shop. But I remember there was a Mythbuster episode where they tested that, and they let a bull in a china shop, and nothing got broken. Nothing. The bull didn't knock anything over. So I don't like to use that saying anymore because Mythbusters totally busted it. Yeah. So I did get we pretty much used our Costco Visa for almost everything. Because you get the Costco rewards, and you get the cash back, and you get the extra cash back, and all that. So pretty much everything gets put on that. Every month. This is every freaking month. And you think I would know by now that the statement is going to be accurate. I always look it over just to make sure there's no weird, fraudulent things. Because sometimes, like, let's say you use a gas station and they have a card skimmer, so they might charge your card, $1 or something, just to kind of see if you're paying attention. So I always look. But every month I get that email and I open it up, and I am horrified at the total. My first thought is always, there's got to be some fraudulent charges on here. Because why else would it be so much? There's no reason. There's absolutely no reason. And every month I do this. I look through it. I'm like, okay, that looks legit. And it'll tell you, this is this person's card, and this is a charge from this other person's card. 99% of the charges are linked to my card with my number, just because all the online things go with mine. So I'm the person who will text my husband and be like, it says that your card got charged, $27 at this place. Was that you, or was that somebody else? He's like, yep, that was me. I'm like, okay, just want to make sure. God forbid if he ever figured out how to look at the statement and he saw all the charges that were linked to my card, because ooh doggies. Yep, we would be on some definite no buyage. We would not be showing off any new things for a while. But anyways, I go through the list and I'm like, okay, Amazon, okay, yeah. Chewy, okay, yeah. Then I'm like, okay, they all look okay. But I'm like, but this math is not mathing. No. All these purchases should not equal, let's say, I'm just going to pick a number, like $9,500, right? No, this math doesn't math. So then I will literally use a calculator and I will put them all in there and I will total it up. And I'm like, ew, okay, I guess it does math. I think you would think by now it's a good reminder that little purchases can add up really quick. It's like $5 here, $10 there, $20, $40. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm like, whoo, that's a bill. It doesn't help when you have, a $5,000 car bill and other, kind of more expensive, not everyday purchases that, are more, I don't know, I guess they're not technically emergencies, but they're also kind of necessities. Yeah. Woo. So once again, I thought I was going to prove the Costco Visa wrong. And once again, I was slapped in the face with, nope, you actually owe them that much money. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's my motto. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, we don't spend beyond what we can afford. You know, we've been there, done that before. And so we definitely won't purchase expensive things if we don't think we can pay for them, to do the whole, you know, like, oh, I'll just finish paying it off next month. No, because we've gotten ourselves into trouble doing that. And so neither one of us are comfortable with the, you know, let it ride mindset with the credit card, because that interest, man, that interest adds up after a while. So, and I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody who does that, who chooses to do that or has to do that. It's just, we really try to make sure that if we're buying stuff, we can actually afford it. But whew, that was a bill this month, let me tell you. Yeah. We're going to be eating top ramen for a few weeks. I don't know, maybe the tariff thing will work out for me, because I won't be allowed to buy anything, because I'll be like, nope, got to pay off that Costco bill. And it's not even, the funny thing with us, it's not even all from, you know, because it's a Costco Visa, so it's a Visa card. But very little of what we purchase actually comes from Costco, even though we do go there, you know, once a month or whatever. Still, I took Pippy, the Pippy Rokari canvas, to get dry mounted today at Michael's. And I don't know if maybe I just didn't have a coupon or framing wasn't on sale, but this was more expensive than it was the last time I had something dry mounted. Which, I mean, it's still cheaper than getting something framed, so I will do it. But dang, I was like, oh my gosh, my pearls, $20 to mount Pippy. Come on, Michaels, what are you doing to me? But it's funny, because I asked the lady behind the counter, you know, because we've all seen people posting in different diamond painting groups probably, where people will say that their local Michael's, Hobby Lobby, etc. won't dry mount the paintings. And she said, really? I've never heard that before. And I said, apparently, you know, some places will say that they can't do it because it's going to melt the diamonds or something like that. And she said, yeah, I mean, the maximum, I think she said that their heat goes up to when they're doing it is maybe like 100 degrees. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. And I said, well, I know from personal experience that putting resin drills in an oven set to broil, which is 500 degrees, it did not melt the resin drills. So I don't see how that would melt. I mean, even the acrylic ones, I don't know what the melt point is, but it's not whatever they get to. But she said, no, she goes, I've never had anybody say that. And I said, well, that's good that you guys do it, and you know how to do it, and you know, do it safely. How many times can I say do it? My gosh. And she said, well, I could probably have it done later today. I told her, I'm good. I'll probably come back next week or something, or maybe this weekend. But I was like, don't rush. Do not rush on my part. You can, you know, if something more important comes in, work on that, you know? I am not that person who demands that my stuff be done before everyone else's. So nope. I mean, it'll take me probably months to hang it up anyways. So what's a few extra days? I don't know if it's just Michael's in general, or it's just whenever I go to Michael's, but nothing is ever on sale that I want. They have some stuff on sale, like they had the 4th of July decorations and some other decoration-y type stuff, but none of the stuff that I was like, ooh, I like that. Nope, not on sale. Diamond art stuff, not on sale. So I don't know. I'm like, this is why I never look around the store, because full price is way too much. Way, way, way too much. And I didn't check out every section. So maybe there was stuff on sale, but it just wasn't anything I wanted to partake in, to purchase. Which I shouldn't be purchasing because Costco Visa card. Yep. But oh my gosh, they're, what do they call? Overhead lights. They're overhead lights opposed to their under the table lights. The fluorescent lights. That's the word I'm looking for. They made the canvas so sparkly. I was taken aback by how sparkly the canvas looked. And the ABs were just glimmering. Oh, it was glorious. It was absolutely freaking glorious. I was like, man, if I could somehow figure out how to set up my own house so I had super bright lights, but, not be fluorescent lights, totally would. Okay, this color, I wrote curved bottoms. This one, I had to pull out so many of them because it almost looked like, when you overfill a muffin tin and the muffin kind of cooks and then it kind of splooges out around the muffin. That is what this color reminded me of. So many of these drills were just like messy looking, like they overfilled the crystal, or I don't even know, but so I went through, I think I took the whole bottle and I dumped it in a tray, and I just went through them and I pulled them out because I was getting so tired of doing it every time I poured them into a tray that I was like, forget it. I'm just going to sit here for 15 minutes and do them all. And so hopefully the next time I use them, I don't have to do it. But spoiler alert, I miss some, because why wouldn't I miss some? I have been getting so many spam text messages and spam phone calls on my cell phone. I am ready to unleash spicy Kristyn on the next person, because holy guacamole. I keep getting calls from people who say they want to buy my property. Hello, Kristyn. My name is blah, 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 and I am interested in purposing. I am interested in purchasing your property. I'm like, are you now? That's great. I'm so happy for you. Problem is that if you purchase my property, I won't have anywhere to live. So, no thank you. No thank you. My husband goes, I haven't gotten any of those calls, because he likes to mess with people. Oh my gosh. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. I can't say some of the things that he says to people, so just use your imagination. Yeah. And he said, well, next time tell them, yeah, I'll sell it for $100 million. I was like, nobody's going to pay $100 million. He goes, but what if they would? And I said, where would we live? I mean, granted, if I had $100 million, but yeah, I don't think their calls are legit. They probably would want to come out to my house to take a look. And it's like, I am not inviting a stranger into my house to scope out my home and my property and all that. No, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, if I'm looking to sell my property, I'm going to use the real estate agent that I know and trust, not some random person who just cold calls me and says my name wrong. Because most of the time they'll say, Kristyn? And I'm like, clearly you don't know me, because you can't even spell my name right. So, and I've been getting a lot of like polling places that want me to vote in their direction. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not going to listen to what people randomly texting me want me to do. No, thank you. I mean, and I try to be nice. It's when you're on the phone with somebody and you say, I'm not interested, thank you. And then they come back with, and I understand that's their job. That's when it pisses me off, though, because we had this one instance where we kept getting phone calls from, I don't know if it was the police force, the firefighters association, one of those things, for fallen officers, fallen firefighters, families, etc. Okay. I've donated to things like that before, if I have if I can afford it, I've done it in the past, but I stopped doing it because once you donate once, then you get on their list, and they would call me once a month and, oh, thank you so much for your last donation. We still need money. Can you donate some more? And I'd be like, I'm donating because I want to donate, not because I'm being guilted into it. And the final straw for me was when my husband was out of work and, we were really scrimping and trying to be really careful with our money. And they called and they asked if I would donate. And I said, I can't right now. We're kind of in a financial hardship. Oh, yes, I understand. Well, that the families of fallen officers are also in a financial hardship. And I said, I understand that, but I don't think that I can tell my mortgage lender, sorry that I can't make my full payment because I donated to the fallen officers. So I'm going to have to pass this time. And they're like, well, you donated $40 last time. Do you think you could donate 30 or even 20? I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? I said, take me off your list. And the guy was like, well, you don't need to jump to conclusions. And I was like, you don't know jump into conclusions, sir. I was like, take me off your list. I don't know. It's like that's when people stop trying to do things like for charity or out of the goodness of their heart, because then it's just like, you feel like no matter what you do, it's not enough, and people are going to ask you for more and more and more and more. And it's like, I can't do any more right now. So same thing. Like, I swear, my mom, she's donated money to so many different causes, and she somehow ended up on I don't know if there's a secret database for, charities. And once you get on the master list, everybody sends you a money request. But oh my gosh, it's just like, seriously, just please, we're all struggling right now. I get it, but I can't fund society. I can't. I wish I could. Okay, see that one right there? Yeah, this is gonna need to be sealed, I think. I really think so. So yeah, I will not be selling my property. I will not be donating to any charities that cold call me, and I will not be getting a job with a part-time recruitment agency who saw my non-existent resume on Indeed. Like, no, sorry. Like, oh, you could make $100 an hour and only work 3 hours a day. I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't sound like a scam. Not at all. Not at all. Here's my bank account and my social security number. Just transfer the money directly into it. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. People. People. And the scary thing is that people fall for it. And even if there are legitimate people and companies that are doing these things, the scammers, they ruin it for everyone. The amount of calls that my mom has gotten for people who, say, I work for blah, blah, blah construction, and, have you thought about remodeling your house? And it sucks because your first instinct is to not trust anybody that calls at this point, because she gets she gets at least like 2 or 3 calls a day from people saying they're with Medicare, they're with a pharmacy, they're with a doctor's office, and they just need to confirm, you know, some kind of personal information. You know, it's sad because she even said there was a story on the news, and they were saying how the older generations are more likely to fall for that stuff, you know, because they were kind of raised to trust people, and that is not the case. Or the request that they're getting seems reasonable, but really the people are, you know, out for no good, basically. Yeah. So she does not trust anybody who calls anymore. I think she hung up on one of the doctor's offices because she was like, I'm not telling you anything. And then they called me, and I was like, I'm sorry. We've had some issues with some people trying to falsify information. So she's a little skittish. What she likes to do, as she likes to say, oh, I'm not allowed to make decisions. Would you like to talk to my son-in-law? He's a police officer. And then usually they just kind of say, oh, no, that's okay. We'll call back later. Or they just hang up on her. So yeah, use that little nugget if you want to. So let me get zoomed out. All right, this is what we have accomplished. Not a ton, but that is okay. Any diamonds you put down are diamonds that count towards your final finished project. See, I don't think I said how big this is. This is a 50 by 76 canvas. So it's decent sized. It is decent sized. So I do have, I think, oh, you saw my weight. About 2 release paper section widages, words. I have that much up that way left to do, 2 rows. And I was using these bigger, chunkier sheets. And I went all the way across here. And so what I may do when I do these ones is take off both release paper sections to just power through it so I can get it finished. Because that is the goal of this one at this point. I would love to know if you were working on this canvas, okay, and some of the crystals were too small, some of them were too big, and some of them were okay. Would you keep the crystals? I'm going to keep them regardless, but I think I am torn on whether or not to put that over there so you don't stick it to your canvas, dingling. Because my first thought would be to keep them because they all have DMCs. But if some of them are too big or too small, do I really want to spend the effort to make up 60 different bags for 60 different crystal DMCs? If some of them are kind of crappy, should I just pull out the ones that are too big and too small and just put them in a general purpose bag of, yellow, blue, etc.? What are the thoughts? Obviously I want to be able to reuse them someday if I want to, but I just don't know if it's worth the effort of making 60 baggies. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I would love to know, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the matter? Let me know down below. Below. Down there. That is going to be it for me today, guys. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. And I will see you again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys. All right, kitty nap time. Hopefully they are behaving. Oh, sun. Oh, dear. Sun? Can we see? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Okay. Can I find a section? Oh, go in there. Jerk off. Where is it? I don't know. I have my breathe. So, let me get. Nope. Here we go. Oh. All right, cuteness overload. Here we go. Boop. Figure it out, Kristyn. Figure it out. Yes. Yes, I am going to burp. Edit the burp out. They're still wrapped up in their brown paper. They are still wrapped. Yippity skippity doo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost spilled those drills in my lap. Okay, where is the stupid symbol? I know there's some more of you. I know there's some more of you. Oh, straighten up. Straighten up. Card, or not credit card. What's the word I'm looking for? Words. Let's see. Oh, okay. Ow. Oh, my leg. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting on my leg and it's asleep. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Why does it hurt so bad? Oh, it feels like my leg's going to fall off, but I can't stop sitting on it because then it'll wake up and it'll be even worse. Oops. Straighten up. What the heck is that? Oh, that's just me being stupid. I thought it was something there, but it's just the symbols. Yeah. Oh, watch out. Watch out, Care Bear. Don't be getting broken. Don't you be getting broken. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, can I turn it off? Nope. Why is it not turning off? Is it frozen? Oh, dear.